Dolores Cannon was a distinguished author and hypnotherapist, widely recognized for her pioneering work in past life regression and metaphysical subjects. Her extensive career, spanning several decades, involved conducting thousands of regression sessions, a process through which she delved into the profound depths of the human mind to uncover what she termed hidden knowledge. Cannon's prolific output includes over 17 books, such as The Three Waves of Volunteers and The New Earth, The Convoluted Universe, and Between Death and Life, all of which meticulously document her extraordinary discoveries. Her unique methodology, which she began experimenting with in 1968, involved using hypnosis to enable individuals to access their past lives and buried memories. This approach frequently yielded information that challenged conventional beliefs about life, death, and the afterlife, pushing the boundaries of accepted understanding. The consistent patterns observed across thousands of her subjects suggest that her work was not merely collecting anecdotal evidence, but rather tapping into a shared, non-physical informational field or collective subconscious. This reliance on subjective accounts from altered states, while controversial in mainstream scientific circles, points to an alternative way of acquiring metaphysical truths, indicating that inner, subjective experience can serve as a valid pathway to objective, metaphysical understandings, particularly concerning the soul's intricate journey. This approach inherently challenges the dominant empirical positivist paradigm in Western thought regarding knowledge acquisition about consciousness and reality. At the heart of Cannon's teachings lies a consistent emphasis on the interconnectedness of all life and the profound power of consciousness. Her work offers deep perspectives into the very purpose of existence and the fundamental nature of reality, prompting considerable reflection. A central tenet permeating her philosophy is the soul's intrinsic orientation towards growth and evolution. Understanding reincarnation within Cannon's framework necessitates a holistic systems thinking approach. The interconnectedness of all life and the power of consciousness, as well as the profound insights into the purpose of existence and the nature of reality, are not isolated concepts. Instead, they form a grand, unified theory of reality where the soul's journey is inextricably linked to the cosmos, to consciousness itself, and even to the very essence of the divine. This means that no single concept, such as karma or spiritual evolution, can be fully grasped without considering its intricate relationship to the entire cosmic tapestry. This report aims to comprehensively detail the multifaceted reasons and purposes behind soul reincarnation, as presented through Dolores Cannon's extensive research and documented findings. 2. The fundamental nature of the soul and its cosmic origin. In Dolores Cannon's expansive metaphysical framework, the soul is understood as a conscious manifestation, an entity composed of energy, and fundamentally a fragment of a divine source. Consciousness, which she describes as emanating from a sacred origin, undergoes a process of division into unique entities. This fragmentation allows these individual conscious units to navigate and experience diverse realms of existence, thereby expanding the overall experiential capacity of the source. A cornerstone of Cannon's philosophy is the fundamental connection that exists between every living being, asserting that the conventional idea of separate entities is ultimately misleading. Our interactions, along with the energetic exchanges they generate, are not confined to abstract concepts but rather permeate various existences and realms, all the while preserving our collective experiences. This profound interconnectedness extends far beyond human existence, encompassing all living entities, a spectrum of diverse energies. Within this vast web of connection, the concept of soul tribes emerges, indicating deeper energetic affiliations and connections with certain individuals. The ultimate source of this consciousness, often referred to as God or the Source, is not conceptualized as a singular anthropomorphic deity or merely the physical universe. Instead, it is described as an energy pulsing through all things, an omnipresent force that is everywhere. This divine essence is understood as a collective energetic consciousness, or source. A profound aspect of this understanding is that this God or source functions akin to a gigantic computer, into which all information gathered from individual soul journeys. This redefinition of the divine portrays the source not as a static, omniscient, and complete entity, but as a dynamic, experiential, and continuously evolving consciousness. The source expands and learns through the myriad experiences of its fragmented parts, the individual souls. This perspective reveals a symbiotic relationship between creation and creator, where the universe itself operates as an immense feedback loop, constantly feeding new information and experiences back to the source for its perpetual expansion and learning. Furthermore, Cannon's work suggests that the portion of the soul currently experiencing life on Earth is merely a small piece or splinter of a much larger us. She posits that individuals are many rather than one, or rather pieces of a more complex whole. A significant implication of this is that the ability to focus solely on the splinter that is perceived as one's totality is beneficial, as being fully aware of the immense complexity of the soul's true nature would likely impede an individual's ability to function effectively within the physical world or reality. This suggests that the perceived separation or individuality experienced during incarnation is not a flaw or a punitive measure, but rather a necessary functional illusion. This illusion allows for concentrated experience and specialized learning within the dense physical dimension, enabling the soul to gather specific data without being overwhelmed by its vast, multidimensional totality. 3. Spiritual evolution. The primary imperative for reincarnation. The fundamental impetus for souls to choose reincarnation multiple times is the imperative for continuous learning and profound spiritual growth. The soul is inherently driven by an insatiable quest for knowledge and truth, constantly seeking to expand its understanding and awareness. Each lifetime serves as a meticulously designed opportunity for the soul to advance beyond its past experiences, integrate lessons learned, and evolve into a higher state of consciousness. This journey is not merely about accumulating wisdom, but about a qualitative shift in being. Humanity, according to Cannon's findings, is believed to be on the precipice of a significant evolutionary leap, transitioning towards a heightened state of awareness, characterized by an increased vibrational frequency. The overarching purpose of life on Earth, from this perspective, is the awakening. A profound realization that in essence we are light, we are love. This spiritual evolution encompasses tangible changes, including the activation of additional genetic helices beyond the customary two, and the development of more complex neural networks within the brain. These physiological and energetic enhancements are believed to expand mental capacity, heighten psychic abilities, and facilitate a greater understanding of multidimensional reality. Through these various incarnations and the lessons absorbed, souls continuously progress and purify their essence, drawing ever closer to their divine origin. The ultimate objective of the soulless journey is to gather wisdom and insight on its path back to the source, culminating in a seamless unification that signifies the completion of a significant phase of its cosmic odyssey. Beyond individual spiritual advancement, Cannon's research revealed the existence of groups of altruistic beings, referred to as volunteers, who have deliberately chosen to incarnate on Earth. Their purpose is to assist in the planet's transformation to a higher dimensional existence, often termed the New Earth. These volunteers, frequently originating from realms characterized by peace and benevolence, often encounter considerable challenges in adapting to Earth's aggressive, negative, and disorderly nature. They often experience a profound sense of alienation and an intense longing for what they perceive as home, a tranquil and loving setting that contrasts sharply with the harshness of the physical world. Despite these difficulties, These volunteers play vital roles in helping humanity elevate its vibrational frequency. They often operate behind the scenes, unconsciously channeling energy and influencing those with whom they come into contact, their mere presence serving as a catalyst for change. This concept reveals that while individual spiritual growth is a core reason for there is also a significant, collective, altruistic dimension. Advanced souls willingly take on the challenging human experience, not solely for their own evolution, but to contribute to planetary transformation and the broader progression of humanity. This expands the understanding of why souls reincarnate from purely personal development to include a substantial component of cosmic service and collective spiritual assistance. Furthermore, Cannon's findings indicate that intense feelings of discontent can frequently serve as a powerful impetus for profound spiritual journeys. This is particularly evident among the volunteers, who often report a deep sense of alienation and a longing for their true home. This observation suggests that internal dissatisfaction or a persistent feeling of not belonging is not merely a negative emotional state to be avoided. Instead, it can be understood as a divinely or soul-orchestrated nudge, specifically designed to propel the individual towards deeper spiritual exploration and the recognition of their authentic purpose. This perspective reframes what might be perceived as negative emotional experiences into crucial evolutionary catalysts, providing a deeper understanding of how the soul strategically uses discomfort to foster growth. 4. Karma and the balancing of experiences. Karma, within Dolores Cannon's framework, is presented not as a punitive system, but as a pivotal universal balancing force. Its fundamental role is to ensure that essential life lessons are absorbed through the consequences of one's actions. It acts as the cosmic equilibrium, dictating that every action necessitates a corresponding consequence that the soul must eventually encounter and integrate. Crucially, this framework is designed to cultivate spiritual consciousness and facilitate growth, rather than to enforce punishments. Souls meticulously choose to experience various types of lives, often challenging the conventional notion of linear progression in spiritual evolution, to achieve balance and foster growth. As they traverse numerous incarnations, they encounter a broad spectrum of karmic events, some advantageous, others profoundly difficult. It is through these diverse experiences that souls continuously progress and purify their essence. This often involves selecting lives where they are confronted with situations that demand their development and the rectification of past misdeeds. In some instances, this means experiencing the converse of their former actions to gain a complete understanding and achieve karmic balance. For example, a soul that was a white slave owner in a past life might choose to incarnate as a socially disadvantaged individual in a future life, while the former slave holds positions of wealth and power, thereby reversing the dynamic to facilitate profound learning and balancing. This understanding suggests that, from the soul's expanded viewpoint, suffering is not inherently negative but a powerful, chosen instrument for accelerated learning, self-definition, and revealing one's true nature, particularly when an individual can no longer easily conceal aspects of themselves. This moves beyond karma as a simple consequence to karma as a strategic, self-imposed curriculum designed for maximum spiritual growth, especially within the duality inherent in earthly existence. Many of the challenges encountered in a current life are understood to have their roots in unresolved issues stemming from past incarnations. Cannon's research indicates that the roots of many problems have been found to stem from trauma in other lives, often not from a single past life but from a repeated pattern that has been established and is so strong that it carries over into the present lifetime. Healing these past life traumas and integrating karmic lessons is considered essential for the soul's evolution and for breaking free from repetitive patterns that no longer serve its growth. The principle here is that whatever remains unhealed and unresolved in one lifetime will likely be presented again in a future incarnation, providing another opportunity for the soul to face and resolve it. While karma ensures that lessons are absorbed and balances past actions, a subtle but significant distinction exists between a karmic bond and a soul contract. A karmic bond appears to imply a more reactive consequence arising from past actions, whereas a soul contract denotes a pre-planned agreement for mutual growth and learning, proactively designed with other souls for specific developmental purposes. This suggests a dual mechanism for the soul's learning journey. Some lessons arise as direct consequences of previous actions, while others are intentionally chosen and co-created with other souls to facilitate particular developmental objectives. This highlights the soul's agency in designing its lessons, even within the overarching framework of karmic principles, rather than being merely subjected to them.